Let's say the prayer. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom we have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us, ye assembled, and grant we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and a faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you've been committed to our charge. Amen. Honorable members, I welcome you to the afternoon session. Welcome. Clerk, proceed.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Proceed.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Proceed, clerk.
Order number 3, messages.
Proceed.
Order number 4, petitions.
Proceed.
Order number 5, papers.
Honorable members, under this order, we have one business to be transacted by Honorable Betty Nzioki.
Madam Speaker, I'm Honorable Betty Nzioki, representing the great people of Masi and the Chair, Culture and Tourism Committee. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following paper on the floor of the House today, Tuesday, 30th November 2021, the report of the Culture and Tourism Committee on the consideration of the Machakos County Senior Citizens Bills 2020. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Betty. Clerk, proceed.
Order number 6, notice of motion.
Clerk, proceed.
Order number 7, statements.
Proceed.
Order number 8, the Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2020, Kenya Gazette Supplement number 11, Machakos County Bills number 7, second reading.
Honorable members, under this order, we have one business by Honorable Moses Mita, Chairperson, Agriculture Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 121-1, I wish to move the motion that the Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2020 into brackets Machakos County Bills number 7 be now read a second time. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to call Honorable Constance Bula to second my motion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Constance Bula, continue.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to.
Thank you, Honorable Mbula. Now, Honorable Mita, you can now give the House the highlights of the bill. And I propose, instead of going through the whole motion, you can highlight On 1, you can give us the mandate of the committee. Number 2, membership. 3, overview. 4, public participation. Number of memoranda received. And maybe committee recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you for your guidance. Honorable Speaker, through your guidance, I would wish to state the mandate of the committee. The Committee on Agriculture is established pursuant to the second schedule of the Machakos County Assembly Standing Orders, with a specific mandate to deal with all matters related to agriculture, including crop and animal husbandry, livestock sale yards, county abattoirs, plant and animal disease control, cooperative societies, irrigation, fisheries, and veterinary services, excluding regulation of the profession. Honorable Speaker, under committee membership, the Committee on Agriculture is currently constituted comprises of the following honorable members. 1, Honorable Moses Mita, Chairperson. 2, Honorable Michael Mutiso, Vice Chairperson. 3, Honorable Bendeta Musyoka, Member. 4, Honorable Geoffrey Kamulu, Member. 5, Honorable Joshua Nzuke Muli, Member. 6, Honorable Constance Mbula, Member. 7, Honorable Anton Mulu, Member. 8, Honorable Nicholas Mutuku, Member. 9, Honorable Paul Nyanzi, Member. 10, Honorable Rosina Kanini, Member. 11, Honorable Tariq Mulatia, Member. 12, Honorable Mark Mwendo, Member. 13, Honorable Ikusia Kaloki, Member. Honorable Speaker, 4.0, the Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2020. Overview of the bill. Analysis of the bill per clauses. The principal object of this bill is to provide for the regulation of the establishment, operations, and abattoir activities in Machakos County. The bill requires that abattoirs be registered and licensed in accordance with the bill. It establishes the institutional framework and provides for the abattoir specifications and construction, meat inspection, sanitary facilities, and hygiene practices and related matters. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Part 1, clauses 1 and 2 of the bill contains the preliminary provisions, the short title, and the interpretation of terms. Abattoir is described to mean a place used as a slaughterhouse in which animals are slaughtered for human consumption, and includes any place connected thereto in which animals are kept awaiting slaughter. Part 2, clauses 3 and to 5 of the bill provides for the appointment of officers, functions of the County Director of Veterinary Services, and duties of meat inspectors. The County Public Service Board is mandated to appoint such officers as may be necessary for the provision of abattoir services. Part 3, clause 6 to 8 of the bill provides for the abattoir specification and construction. The bill further requires that abattoirs have adequate dust-proof access, ways connecting it with public roads, and be completely separated from any other buildings used for industrial, commercial, agricultural, residential, or other purposes. Part 4, clauses 9 to 17 of the bill provides for the requirements for grant of a license to operate an abattoir. This part also provides for other licensing provisions such as application for a license, notice of application in the Gazette, issue of license, revocation or suspension of license, and notice of closure for remedy of default. Part 5, clauses 18 to 26 of the bill provides for animal slaughter and meat inspection, and includes animals to be slaughtered in licensed abattoir, inspection of animals, inspection of carcass or meat, marking and labeling of meat, destruction of meat, amongst others. Part 6 Clauses 27 to 38 of the bill provides for sanitary facilities and hygiene practices. Part 7, clauses 39 to 43 of the bill provides for general provisions. This part contains disposal of condemned carcasses and parts, transportation of meat, protection of personal liability, general offenses, penalty, and the power of the county executive committee member to make regulations. This bill delegates legislative powers to the executive committee member, but it does not limit fundamental rights and freedoms. 4.3, Honorable Speaker, Standing Order number 123 provides that the sectorial committee to which a bill is committed shall facilitate public participation and shall take into account the views and recommendations of the public when the committee makes its report to the House. Guided by Article 174C of the Constitution, which provides one of the objects of devolution to give powers of self-governance to the people and enhance the participation of the people in the exercise of the powers of the state and in making decisions affecting them. Further, Article 196 1B provides that county assembly shall facilitate public participation and involvement in the legislative and other business of the assembly and its committees. Honorable Speaker, the principle of public participation holds that those who are affected by a decision have a right to be involved in the decision-making process. It seeks and facilitates for involvement of those potentially affected by or interested in a decision. The County Assembly placed an advertisement for public participation in the local daily on August 2021. There is an annexure attached. Committee observations from public participation. Honorable Speaker, Standing Order number 123 provides that the sectorial committee to which a bill is committed shall facilitate public participation and shall consider the views and recommendations of the public when the committee makes its report to the House. From the views of the public from the 40 wards as attached, the committee was able to pick the following key areas. 5.1, analysis of views on the bill from public participation. 1, the bill should ensure that there is no encroachment around the slaughterhouses. It should indicate the size of each category of slaughterhouse. Also, slaughterhouses should not be located at market centers. 2, lower the charges of slaughter of animals to consider citizens from the rural areas. Slaughter slab for rural areas should be reviewed as follows. 1, 50 Kenya shillings for goats, 10 Kenya shillings for chicken, 100 Kenya shillings for cattle, 150 Kenya shillings for pigs. 3, provision of extension services for slaughter service to Mwananchi. The bill should have clauses that provide for the citizens who live far away from the slaughter homes. This will factor the issue of transport costs from the slaughterhouses to their homes. 4, to include the hours of operation for slaughterhouses, i.e. from 6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. This was not captured in the bill. This aid in preventing sale of uninspected meat slaughtered at night. 5, to have a set standard on size of land allowable to put up an abattoir, members of the public propose have an acre, which will allow enough space for holding animal awaiting slaughter and also disposal of waste. 6, to increase the penalty for selling uninspected carcass as follows. Cow, 100,000 Kenya shillings. 2, goat or sheep, 50,000 Kenya shillings. 7, county government should provide CCTV installation in major slaughterhouses to monitor livestock slaughtering and curb corruption. 8, the bill to capture accountability of the meat inspector in case of any fault during meat inspection. The veterinary officer should leave a report showing that the meat is safe for consumption. 9, the county government should map out construction of public abattoir considering proximity and need of the public, as the private ones are relatively expensive. 10. Introduce a clause providing for a collection center for hides and skins, after which the county government will direct them to factories. The registration of hides and skins premises license to be charged at Kenya shillings 200. Also consider increasing the price of skins at the rural areas, which is way too low. 11. That the duties and responsibilities of a veterinary officer be expanded to provide for impromptu visits to meat selling outlets or butcheries. 12. The county to frequently organize training programs for workers and inspectors in order to improve awareness of the risks, injury, and diseases in slaughterhouses. 5.2, Memoranda from the Chief Officer, Department of Agriculture and Food Security. Honorable Speaker, the Assembly wrote to the Chief Officer via the letter reference MKSCA/ADM/ABTS/Volume 1/4 dated 31st May 2021 requesting for memoranda from the department, and the following were the submissions. Part 1, preliminary. Inspector means any veterinary officer or veterinary paraprofessional duly authorized in writing by the director to carry out inspections under this act. Part 2, administration. 2, the director may, in writing, assign any veterinary officer or veterinary paraprofessional to carry out any function under this act in any area within the county. Insert Part 4 and 5 of Clause 4 as follows. 4, the director shall categorize all local slaughterhouses based on the criteria set out in the second schedule into the following categories. A, Category A for large slaughterhouses. B, Category B for medium slaughterhouses. And C, Category C for slaughter slabs. 5.05, official number for each slaughterhouse. The director shall assign an official number to each slaughterhouse, which shall be used to identify all carcasses and meat slaughtered in that slaughterhouse. Insert new clause 9 as follows. 9, emergency slaughter. 1, an inspecting officer shall inspect an animal and declare it fit for human consumption before the animal is slaughtered at a slaughterhouse. 2, a person shall not, except in an emergency situation, slaughter an animal in a slaughterhouse which has not been inspected by an inspecting officer. Part 4, licensing of abattoirs and slaughterhouses. Edit Part 2 of the Clause 10 as follows. The application for a license shall be endorsed by a, into brackets, insert, sub-county veterinary officer or officer in charge, who shall forward 2 copies to the director for approval. Edit Part 4 of Clause 10 as follows. An application under this section shall be accompanied by a fee that the director, after consultation with the county executive, may prescribe. Insert, the fee shall be based on the category of slaughterhouse intended to be constructed, into brackets, as prescribed in the finance bill. Edit Clause 11.2 as follows. Specify the name and other particulars of the person or class of persons to whom the license is to be granted. Insert, and the location and the category of the slaughterhouse. Have standard template for application and renewal of licenses and slaughterhouse categories and fee charged as follows. The meat control, into bracket, local slaughterhouse, bracket, licensing regulations. Application for or renewal of a slaughterhouse, first schedule continued. Name of applicant, previous license number and date of issue, if renewable. Approved category of the slaughterhouse, business postal address of applicant, date, signature of applicant, delete whichever is not applicable. For official use only. The slaughterhouse to which this application relates fulfills all the requirements of the meat control, into brackets, local slaughterhouse regulations 2010, and I hereby recommend the applicant to be issued with a license date. There is now the inspecting officer. Then under second schedule, there is slaughterhouse category. There is fees in Kenya shillings. Category A, that is large slaughterhouse, 6,000. Category B, medium slaughterhouse, 4,000. Category C, slaughter slab, 1,000. Third schedule, the meat control, that is into brackets local slaughterhouses, into brackets licensing regulations 2021. There is license number, slaughterhouse category. Issued to, that is the name and address of owner of slaughterhouse, farm or company. License expires on the 31st December 20. Date, then there is inspecting officer, fees paid in Kenya shillings, official receipt number. Date. 6.0 committee recommendations. Honorable Speaker, in regard to the amendments to the bill and putting into consideration the views of the public and the memoranda received, the committee makes the following recommendations. 1. Part 2 administration. Under clause 4, insert part 4 and 5 as follows. 4. The director shall categorize all local slaughterhouses based on the criteria set out in the second schedule into the following categories. A, category A for large slaughterhouses, B, category B for medium slaughterhouse, and C, category C for slaughter slabs. Justification. This will ensure that slaughterhouses are operated as per need and population of the area, for example, urban and rural. 5, official number for each slaughterhouse. The director shall assign an official number to each slaughterhouse, which shall be used to identify all carcasses and meat slaughtered in that slaughterhouse. Justification. Inspection of animals to be done diligently by county veterinary officers to ensure people do not eat contaminated meat. Hence, therefore, with this number, the county will be able to trace where an animal was slaughtered in case of complaints. Part 2. 2. Part 3. Abattoir specifications and construction. Add in clause 10 a part D that factors the issue of ensuring that there is no encroachment around the slaughterhouses by specifying the location and size of the abattoir. Justification. Abattoirs should be constructed outside market centers to ensure that there is enough space for holding animals before slaughter and also avoid air pollution due to the bad odor from the slaughterhouses. Part 3, Part 4. Licensing of abattoirs and slaughterhouses. Edit Part 4 of clause 10 as follows. 4. An application under this section shall be accompanied by a fee that the director, after consultation with the county executive, may prescribe. Inside, the fee shall be based on the category of slaughterhouse intended to be constructed, into brackets, as prescribed in the finance bill. Justification. This will ensure that in areas where animals to be slaughtered are few, they will only need to register a slaughter slab, unlike in places where there are many animals to be slaughtered, the slaughterhouse ought to be larger or of higher category. Edit clause 11.2 as follows. Specify the name and other particulars of the person or class of persons to whom the license is to be granted. Insert and the location and the category of the slaughterhouse. Justification. This will assist the county government in establishing the location of a slaughterhouse that has been registered with the county, the size as per laid out categories in the bill, and if it complies with the requirements of slaughterhouses. Standard templates. Have standard templates for the application of licenses, renewal and fee charged for each category of abattoir as annexure. Justification. This will enable the county to control forgery of documents pertaining licensing of the abattoirs, and also the fee will be standard to seal off loopholes for corruption. Part 5. Animal slaughter and meat inspection. Categories of animals for slaughter. Have a clause that declares the type of animal that are to be slaughtered in the abattoirs. Justification. This will curb the illegal slaughter of animals that are not classified as sources of meat for human consumption. Hours of slaughter. To include the hours of operation for slaughterhouses, i.e. from 6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Justification. This was not captured in the bill. This will aid in prevention of sale of uninspected meat slaughtered at night. Inspection of meat. That the duties and responsibilities of a veterinary officer be expanded to provide for impromptu visits to meat selling outlets or butcheries. Justification. Inspection of animals to be done diligently by county veterinary officers to ensure people do not eat contaminated meat. slaughter charges. Slaughter slab for rural areas should be reviewed as follows. Kenya shillings 50 for goats, Kenya shillings 10 for chicken, Kenya shillings 100 for cattle, Kenya shillings 150 for pigs. Conclusion. Honorable Speaker, slaughterhouses, abattoirs, slaughter slabs, and meat processing plants are important components in livestock industry in Kenya. The Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2026 to provide for the establishment of abattoirs, slaughterhouses, and other meat processing establishments, and for the registration and licensing to regulate sale of meat that is fit for human consumption. The enactment of this bill will go a long way in ensuring the safety of meat consumed by our people. The committee is grateful to the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk for logistical and technical support accorded to it during its consideration of the bill. I wish also to express my appreciation to the honorable members of the committee who made useful contribution towards the preparation and production of this report. On behalf of the Select Committee on Agriculture, it's my pleasure and privilege and honor to present to this House the report of the Committee on its consideration of Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2020 for discussion and adoption. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm Moses Mita, Chairman. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mita. I now propose the question that the Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2020, Machakos County Bill number 7, be now read a second time. Honorable members, I now welcome you and to contribute on the bill. Thank you. Honorable Agatha.
Nashukuru Bi Speaker kwa ajili ya kunipa nafasi hii kuchangia mswada ulioletwa na mwenyekiti wa kamati ya kilimo. Lakini pia nimepata nafasi ya kukupa hongera za kipekee kwa ajili ya kukalia kiti leo cha kuwa mwanaspika, na nakuahidi 2022 ukigombea nitakupa kura yangu ya uspika. Bi Speaker, nashukuru pia kwa kuwa mara kwa mara huwa napewa kibali cha kujiunga na kamiti ya kilimo. Kwa hivyo nashukuru kwa ajili ya mswada huu, unaenda moja kwa moja kwenye uchunguzi wa kamiti ya kilimo kwenye ukurasa wa 8. Bi Speaker, naongea kuhusu namba 2, mahali kulioko na namba 2 wanaongea kuhusu bei ya uchinjaji wa mbuzi, wa kuku, ngamia, hali kadhalika nguruwe. Bi Speaker, mimi ni mfungaji wa nguruwe ndani ya taifa la Kenya na hata nje ya taifa. Huwa mara kwa mara tunapata shida wachinjaji kupata uchinjaji wa nguruwe ndani ya vichinjio, na huwa mara nyingi tunasafirisha hadi Nairobi, mahali watu tunalipa kiasi cha 1500 shilingi ya Kenya. Kwa hivyo naunga mswada mkono kwa ajili hapo wakulima wa nguruwe tumepona. Lakini pia kwa ukurasa huo naenda kwenye namba 4, wanaongea kuhusu masaa ya uchinjaji. Pia naunga mswada mkono kwa ajili wa mara kwa mara tuliwahi kwenda soko moja ya mtituni, tukasikia kuna nyama zinakuwa ni bei chini kuliko masaa mengine. Kwa hivyo ina maana huwa kuna zile sijaelewa vizuri huwa kwa nini zinaenda chini. Kwa hivyo labda huwa ni kwa sababu havina uangalizi wa udhabiti kutokana na daktari anahusikana na mifugo. Kwa hivyo pia nimefurahia kwa ajili yao na kila sababu ya kuunga mswada mkono. Lakini pia tukiendelea pointi inayofuatilia kwa ajili ya kuweka vyombo vya dola kuhusu maeneo ya uchinjaji kwa wachinjaji wakubwa pia ni vizuri kwa ajili ya ufisadi. Huwa mara kwa mara nakemea ufisadi, na wanasema taifa ama jamii linaohusikana na ufisadi huwa ni jamii duni. Kwa hivyo hiyo itasaidia kaunti ya Machakos kuendelea mbele kwa kuhusikana pia na sheria inayotengenezwa na kamati ya ufungaji. Nashukuru kwa nafasi ulinipa Bi Speaker. Shukrani. Mimi ni Honorable Agatha na pia huwa wananiita kuwa ni Almasi. Asante.
Thank you, Honorable Agatha. Honorable Betty.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. And let me take this opportunity and congratulate you for that position that we are sitting. It is a good indication that maybe God will uplift you in one way or the other. So I'm really proud of you. Madam Speaker, I take this opportunity to congratulate our Chair, Agriculture, together with the committee, for this great job that they are doing. Madam Speaker, following the recommendation from the committee observation from the public participation that was done within our county, Madam Speaker, it shows clearly that with this bill, if you're going to pass it, as us as an assembly and as our role to pass the bills, now it means that it is up to the executive to take up the matter and put the bill into practice. Madam Speaker, according to the analysis of the views of the bill from the public participation, I just want to go to point number 3 that said provision of the extension services for the slaughter service to Mwananchi. The bill should have clauses that provide the citizens who live far away from the slaughter homes. This will factor the issues of transport cost from the slaughterhouses to their homes. Madam Speaker, this is making a lot of sense. If we can take the services near to Mwananchi, by doing it, Madam Speaker, it will reduce the costs. Even when they're giving us the cost, or else selling their meat or wherever they normally take them to Mwananchi. The other thing, Madam Speaker, it's about providing county government. Okay, county government should provide CCTV installation in major slaughterhouses to monitor livestock and slaughtering and curb corruption. Madam Speaker, corruption, not even in our county, but within our country, is a thorn in the flesh. But if the county government of Machakos will follow the observation and the recommendation that the committee has given, I know that it shall be well for the farmers, it shall be well for the people of Machakos County, and all in the county, we will have a high standard of slaughters within our county. So again, I want to say thank you. I'm Honorable Betty, representing the great people of Masi. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Honorable Betty. At this point, because I've seen that you've exhausted, may I call the mover of the motion to reply?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to thank my colleagues for support they have given us as a committee since the onset of this assignment, Honorable Speaker. It has been a long journey, but a very successful one. Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate them because when it was time for doing public participation, which we did at ward level, Honorable Speaker, they gave us the support as a committee, which we were really in need of. I also want to thank the residents of Machakos for support and their initiative and input towards this bill, Honorable Speaker, which now will, once passed by this House, it will become law. Honorable Speaker, we had some key factors which necessitated creation of this bill, Honorable Speaker. Meat is consumed by families, and there is need for hygiene, Honorable Speaker. And when we went round earlier as a Committee on Agriculture, we realized that most of our abattoirs were not in good state to have meat prepared in the facilities. And upon negotiations with the committee, we agreed that we better come up with a law which will now tighten the operations of our abattoirs, Honorable Speaker. Again, we have an unregulated abattoirs, Honorable Speaker, and we found it good to have all abattoirs within Machakos County registered and controlled, because as you have been hearing in the news, there is a lot of cases of cattle being stolen at night and slaughtered in some of these unregistered abattoirs. So, Honorable Speaker, that will also increase on the side of security. Honorable Speaker, again on the charges, you find that it's not well set. And Honorable Speaker, we felt it good for our county to also check on the revenue. We thought it would be good if we come up with a bill which would now regulate on how much charges should be done upon slaughtering of either of the animals. So we have categorized them in separate ways, and we believe upon implementation of this bill, of this law, things will change in terms of abattoirs in our county. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank your office also. I want to thank the office of the clerk also for the guidance they have given us as a committee. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mita. Honorable members, I now put the question that the Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2020, Machakos County Bill number 7, be now read a second time. Honorable members, as many as I now put the question, as many as are of the opinion say ayes.
Ayes.
As many are of the opinion of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
The Machakos County Abattoirs Bill 2020.
Thank you. Honorable members, remember the business we hear today is a very sensitive one, and we know agriculture in our county and the country as a whole is very sensitive. Honorable members, remember this is a bill, and I know very well we'll be having the committee of the whole house. So it's my prayer that you all attend and bring your inputs to make the bill succeed. Thank you very much for the commitment you've showed, and may God bless you. Honorable members, the House now stands adjourned to Wednesday, the first day of December at 10 a.m. May God bless you till we meet. Thank you, honorable members.